All right, so welcome back to another episode of Finding Value Stocks. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about how to time your entry into a stock. So before we get into it, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit like, comment if you think this is good advice, bad advice, let us know. So um, this is for after you've done your analysis and you've decided that you do like the stock. Now you've got to get a good entry into it so you don't buy at sort of a local high and immediately lose, a few percent. So that's probably the worst thing when you're investing long term is, you want it, you buy it, and then it immediately drops like 3% because you bought it at a bad time. But your analysis is still true. You still believe in the story and you're still going to make money over the long term. But, if we can get a better entry, we can, first of all, make an extra couple percent and also not lose any money right off the bat from purchasing the stock. So, but just keep in mind who this advice is for. This is not day trading advice. This is not swing trading. This is not trading advice at all. This is long-term investing advice. So, this is for people who, have a full-time job but have extra money to invest, but don't spend their whole day trading stocks. So these are for people who want to spend 20% of the time doing analysis but make 80% of the profits. So 80-20 rule, those type of people. So I'm going to show you an example of how I got a second entry into Academy Sports. I bought a while back around $24 a share, but after the price dipped back down recently, I looked again at my analysis and I still liked it. I liked it even more. So when I saw a low in the RSI, I actually bought in again, and I can show you that trade and how I figured out to do that. But the trading indicator that we're going to be looking at is called RSI, so Relative Strength Index. And this is an oscillating indicator. So even if the stock price is continually going up over time, this indicator has an average that is, let's say, 0 or flat. So it basically gives you signals no matter the overall direction of the stock. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how I use the RSI to get entries and go over a little bit of the definition of RSI so you understand how to use it. And basically what you want to start doing is when you're looking at charts, you want to start adding the RSI to the chart so that you can start to get a feel of how it operates over time in the stock you're looking at and start to get a feel of how to use it. So let's go take a look. Well, but first I'm going to give you a little bit of the definition of the RSI and talk about how it works. Okay, so I'm just going to be reading. The Relative Strength Index is a momentum indicator used in technical analysis that measures the magnitude of recent price changes to evaluate overbought or oversold conditions. So that's really what we're trying to figure out is, we have an overall expected share price that we're estimating over time. But how can we tell when this stock is overbought or oversold so that when it's oversold, that's when we can get our entrance and hold it for the long term? So the RSI is displayed as an oscillator, a line graph that moves between two extremes and can have a reading from 0 to 100. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at, when this thing hits a minimum, that's when we want to buy. And so we're looking at comparing the RSI over, let's say, a 6-month to a year basis to get how it's moving. And then when we see a local minimum, that's when we buy. So I'm going to go show you on my computer how I did it.
Alright, so this is a website where you can plot the RSI versus the stock price. So I've got Academy Sports and Outdoors, ticker symbol is ASO. Alright, so this is the website tradingview.com. It lets you plot the RSI versus the stock price. Right now I've got pulled up Academy Sports and Outdoors, ticker symbol is ASO. So I'm going to show you how I recently bought a second batch of Academy stocks. So I was watching, and back in June we had made it up to this $42 level, and right now my target price for this stock is around 45 for this year. But then we saw it drop back down into the 30s, so 35, 33 price range. And so, my analysis and my story for this stock was still the same, so I wanted to buy more. So I was watching, and the way I've been timing my entry is by watching the RSI. So whenever there's a minimum in the RSI, and right now I've got this plotted on a 6-month. So usually 6-month or 1 year is the useful plotting range for me. When I saw it hit this low spot in the RSI, I started thinking about buying more, and then on August 10th is when I had some extra capital to invest, and I saw a bottom in the price, and the RSI was relatively low. It was around 37, and so that's when I bought more. So that's how I decide when to buy. So you have to make the decision to buy, and then the second decision is when do you buy. So you can see, if I would have bought up here, that would have been $37 instead of $34. So you can make yourself an easy 10% additional return just by watching these technical indicators to get a better entry. So I had this capital saved up. I knew I wanted to put it into Academy, and then I just waited because the RSI was above 50. I was like, okay, I'm going to wait for when it gets below 50 and kind of reaches a minimum. That's when I'm going to pull the trigger. So I pulled the trigger back in here, and you can see it's gone up from 34.07 where I bought up to 42 now. So this is just how you can make yourself an extra, in this case it was an extra 10%, just by being patient and watching these indicators.
One thing I forgot to mention is in a lot of my videos, I'm standing here in front of this building. This is 1400 Smith Street in Houston, Texas. This is the former headquarters of Enron, and this is where one of the biggest stock market scandals in history took place. And so this is just a great reminder that we always have to do our analysis and due diligence on the stock so we understand how they make money, where are the things hidden, are they doing any funny financial business, and are the earnings real? So this is just a great reminder. Look up this story. It's a crazy story and a huge thing in Houston history. So that's why I'm always standing here if you're wondering. So hopefully you liked that video. This is how, after you do your analysis, you can get a good entry. If you like this video, hit subscribe, hit comment, share it to your friends. Tell everyone on your message boards to come check it out and leave a comment of what they think, so we can continue to grow this channel and get more people commenting and get more information. We've had good comments on the past videos that help us learn. So this is how I got a better entry into Academy Sports. And if I use it on some other stocks, whenever I think about it, I'll show you and make a video. See you on the next one.